Hi, I'm Corey Williams from Daydream Studios, and today I'm going to create a short film in Unreal Engine 5 in under an hour. Hopefully. I'm going to do my best. This is all completely from scratch, and the reason that I'm doing this today is because A, it's fun. I just love to do this sometimes. B, I want to share with you the process so that you can learn more. Maybe you'll learn something new from this, and it's fun. And then C, I want you to actually do this yourself. Get inspired to just create something randomly and get to a finish, because sometimes we get caught up trying to make these things and we never actually finish, and it just kind of like takes you down a little bit. So that's what this is about. I'm also going to keep in mind that a lot of people watching this are probably trying to learn Unreal Engine as well. So I will do my best to explain what I'm doing through this process. But if I miss anything, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave a comment down below, and make sure you subscribe so you can learn more as I share the things that I do in Unreal Engine in coming videos. So I'm going to open up the Epic Games launcher. After you download Unreal Engine into your computer, you should have this already. So let me open this up. There you go. Now we can see it. And let me make sure that you can see everything that I can see. Yes, we're good. Great. So I'm going to go to the Marketplace tab up here. And I'm going to take a look at what's free this month, and we'll just use that. Whatever is there, that's what we're going to use to tell a story with. So I have already used the windmills for a video on my YouTube channel just for kids, my kids channel. There's this clay forest village pack. It's cool, but it doesn't really seem to match the rest of the stuff here. So I'm going to use these three things because they look like they could probably be used together, and we'll go from there. So before I actually use them, let's take a look at what they are. This one is just looks like just a cool looking character. It looks like he moves and things. Okay, and then is he rigged? Yes, that's good. Animated? No. So he is not animated, which means we'll have to give him animations, which might make it a little bit more complicated. But hey, that's the process, right? We're going to just do it. But cool, we have to add, well, I have to create the project. I was going to add him to the project, but I haven't even started a project yet. We're going to do that from scratch. Okay, next thing. Let's take a look at this Gothic cathedral. Looks super cool. I love the foliage. I love how it's just very lush, and there's a lot of like really creepy things, mysterious sort of things. Yes, very, very interesting. Yeah, that'll be awesome. So we'll use that. And then let's take a look at the cloud system. I believe I've already installed the cloud system into the version of Unreal Engine that I'll be using for this, which is 5.3. So I don't think I need to install it, but we can take a look at what we've got just to, oh, that's literally it. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. Let's see how things go. Because, given the time, and I don't know, I don't like to have too many variables, right? So let's go ahead and start a brand new project from scratch. I'm going to go to Unreal Engine 5.3, but you can use whatever version of Unreal Engine you want, so long as that is supported by the assets that you want to use. And we're going to get this, and I'm just going to go to Film and Events, and I'm going to start a new virtual production thing. I'll go ahead and enable ray tracing. Keep the starter content, why not? And we'll just call this quick. There we go, quick. And then we're gonna let these shaders compile. My computer is super fast. I've got a 4090 with all the bells and whistles of a good computer. So it shouldn't take too long. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's faster than me. Okay, great. This is a fast computer, dude. All right, let's do that. And then we'll go ahead and just say update. That's right, dismiss, whatever. And this is the content browser. I'm just gonna leave this off to the side. Okay, now that we've got this brought up, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the Epic Games launcher. And let's now bring in those things that we have. And again, I don't know if I said it before, but I'll say it again. Every month, you get free assets from Unreal Engine, from Epic Games. So make sure that if you're starting to use Unreal Engine every month, even if you're not using it all the time, make sure you download these assets. They're free forever. And next month, you'll have to pay for it if you haven't already downloaded them. So big perks to just coming in and checking in and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my project, which was called Quick. It's like, okay, there's that one. super fast. And let's do this one, and this is quick, which is right. Wait. Oh, it moved. Okay, there, quick. Oh, I missed it. There you go, adding to project. And the other thing we don't have to worry about. All right, cool. We got that. Let's take a look now at the content browser and make sure everything's in. It's in. Fast. Super fast. So what I would like to do is I would like to take a look at the ancient golem first to see what he really looks like. So we've got a couple of pieces here. These purple ones are skeletal meshes. These are basically different versions of him, kind of. It's the best way to explain it, I guess. Let's open it up and take a look at it, see what we've got. So here's our character. Okay, he's got arms. On the side here, you can see that he does have bones. You can see the bone structures. And it looks like spine 3 is the only thing that has any sort of control. Let's see, spine 2. What does spine, maybe spine 2 controls this bottom piece? No, that's just the whole, okay, no. So spine 3 controls that, good to know. And then he does have a pelvis and probably has legs. Yeah, well, technically has no legs, but the skeleton for, let's take a look. I'm gonna go to character, I'm gonna go to bones and all hierarchy. Yeah, so there we go. That's right, because he was rigged to the epic skeleton. Although he doesn't have a neck, that might be a little bit of a pain in the... Oh no, there's a neck right there. So there is a neck. Okay, this is gonna make sense later because I'm going to make it this faster, the animation thing, since he doesn't really have any animations. I swear I saw an animation folder though, did I? Yeah, there's an animation folder. Oh. Oh, okay. So that ring just goes in a circle. What kind of animation is that? Just put it on a rotator. Why do they have to do that? Weird. Okay, well, there's that. I don't even know that. So this could have been simplified. That could have just been a static mesh instead of a skeletal mesh, and then just put that thing on a rotator. So I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but everybody's got their own process. Let's take a look at this one. Whoa. Oh, check that. That's cool. It's like a drill thing. Still, it looks like we got like one big bone in the middle, attached to a couple of other bones, which attach to all of these. And yeah, those are all individual bones. Skeleton tree. Yeah, look at that. See the discs? Okay. So that's how this runs. It's good to kind of understand how these things move. I know it's a little bit more complicated, but I think as we go through this process, we'll probably make something that looks cool. All right, we know what those look like. We know what those do. I don't think we need to go anything. Do they have any blueprints for it to put it together? There's no blueprints folder. No. No, I don't see the ball in the inside of any of those. So what's going to have to happen is we are going to have to create, we're going to have to create a blueprint that takes all of these separate pieces here and puts them all together so that we can have that character as one character. Because in the picture, like, wait, let's go back to this and see what he actually looks like. Because yeah, so he had the thing. So see, interesting. Why would they not create a blueprint that already involved all of that? And well, we're going to keep this open, or we're just going to keep this in mind, and then do something with it. So I'll just minimize that for now. Okay, let's go to the environment. I'm excited to see this. I haven't seen it yet. All right, so we're going to go to, real quick, I just want to see what kind of blueprints they have. Is there going to be anything that's going to cause us any problems in the future? We don't know yet. Engine content. This is just me verifying that things are going to work. Sorry, as needed. Okay. There's the maps, meshes, the foliage. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and open it up. I know you're probably wanting to see that. All right, so let's open up. We got two levels here. We've got the showcase level, which is going to be all of the individual pieces on a showroom floor. It's just going to be a plane, like a white plane, most likely. And then this will be what we saw in the picture, which I'm really excited about. So we're gonna see this really big, lush, beautiful environment, and this is where our guy is going to be. So wait a minute. This is not, we have foliage. Hang on, there's got to be another castle or something. It's not another castle. I mean, it looks cool, but where are the trees? Hang on. Where are the trees? Meshes. Statues, guardrails, foliage. Grass, weeds. Wait a minute. Am I missing something? It has trees. This is going to be way more interesting if it doesn't have those trees. Because look, there's the trees. They should be in there. Warning, the pack don't include trees and bushes. The trees and bushes in the screenshots are only for the purposes of illustration of what you can achieve with those assets. If you are unclear about the content of this pack, please look at the showcase screenshots. Okay, well we are just gonna roll with what we have, and that's okay. It's a little misleading at first, but they said it clear out that that's what it is, so that's okay, and I'll deal with it. Okay, so this is where our adventure takes place. I think this is super cool. This reminds me a lot of like the game Shadow of the Colossus. I love Shadow of the Colossus. This feels odd. Like, why would you excuse me, why would you have such a like big cathedral? Are the things in here though? Yeah, the things are in here. I hit G to go into game mode to get rid of all the little things there. The darkness is going to make it a little bit hard to make something cool with our character, because that means we're going to have to add more lights, and I just don't think I'm going to have time to do that because we are already 12 minutes into this video, and I said I would have something done in an hour. I'm crazy. So let's go ahead and optimize this map really quick. I'm noticing we have a lot of some odd filters happening that are making this scene look weird to me. It could be a post-process material, which is maybe having a sharpening effect, or it could simply be that this is just really high chromatic aberration. And I'm looking, like, if you look at the side here, you may not be able to see it very well, but there's like on the high contrast areas, we've got like a light blue or teal line here, and then we have some red highlights on the side, and this is a fakey way to try to mimic the way a lens is, like a real life lens, and it tries to make it look more legit, but I don't really care for it that much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the post-process volume. Looks like we've got a bunch of them here. A post-process volume is what controls how the world is seen and processed and rendered, if that makes sense. Hopefully I got that right. And so what we're going to do is first we're going to go check for a post-process material. And it says no. Sometimes if you have a really sharp looking scene, that's where the problem is. You can either delete it or adjust it here. There'll usually be like a slider. So that's not the problem. That tells me it's going to be a chromatic aberration, which is set to 0.4, which is quite high. Let me show you like an exaggerated version of that. Whoa, it's like 3D, right? Yeah, it's just set high. So I'm gonna set it to like 0.15. That's what I prefer for my projects typically, because it just adds something to it. Like, look how much more beautiful, well, I don't know if you can tell or anything else, but it just looks so much more beautiful on the cathedral as well. Like 0.4, it softens the cathedral, makes it look kind of like muddy. So 0.15. Yeah, just feels better to me. That's a personal thing. Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at other things to see if there's going to be any other potential problems. Last thing I'm going to do is make sure that this is all nanite enabled. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on anything in here, and I'm going to go to the stairs, whatever, double click it. It says enter nanites, or enable nanite support is selected. That means that it is good for nanite. The grass though, I think well, let's open it up. Go to meshes. Let's go to our foliage. Let's go to our weeds, and then click on that. And it is nanite enabled. So I'm gonna just assume that everything in this scene is nanite enabled. I'm not gonna touch it. That just helps your computer run a little bit faster to deal with things, so you don't have things popping in and out with LODs. If you know anything about Unreal Engine 5, or you've heard anything about Unreal Engine 5, you'd probably understand what that means. And if you don't, there's a whole big thing you can search if you just look up nanite on YouTube. What is nanite? All right, so let's grab our hero and put our hero in the scene, since we have nobody else. So this is our hero. Our hero being our ancient golem. So let's grab the golem, and I have to create a blueprint for this golem. But first, let's just do this. Let's just do this and see what the golem looks like. All right, the golem is quite small, surprisingly small. I'm not really happy with that, so let's make the golem twice as big. So I'm gonna change the size over here, the scale, barely showed up, huh? To 2, and that doubles the golem's size. I like that a lot more. That's much cooler. And what if the golem is just going for a stroll? Right? Maybe he's like maybe he's patrolling this bridge for what, I don't know. Maybe there's never been anything here. Everything's been gone for centuries. Humanity's been wiped out. He just makes sure to keep the candles lit and then like make sure that everything's safe. I don't know. So we're gonna say he's patrolling this bridge. So let's go like this. He's just patrolling, right? And what does he do? Maybe he's going like this, right? And then we're the camera. And then maybe the camera sweeps in like this. And then we surprise him and he goes, ah! Like maybe he gets freaked out. He gets freaked out that somebody else is here. And then he gets really angry because like, well, what would he do if somebody was here? Like what, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We got 1 hour. Let's make something. So that's what we're going to do. He gets freaked out. He gets mad. Maybe he's just a grumpy guy. And then he just like turns around and goes back the other way because I ain't got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for this. All right, don't need that. All right, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm happy with that. The cloud system, I'm not going to worry about it right now because this looks okay. And the cloud system, without all of the trees and stuff, might look weird. To be honest, it might be completely out of place. Because I'm trying to imagine clouds, it would just be like forced, right? But if you had trees and stuff, then you could really just add coolness. But yeah, it's going to be super silent. This sky doesn't make any footsteps. High five on that. Don't have to do any footstep sounds. 18 minutes in already, geez. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I want to animate him. And in order to animate him, there are a couple ways I could do this. One, I could do it inside of Unreal Engine, create a control rig for him and all of that. But to be honest, I don't have time to create a control rig for this character. So I'm going to use another tool that I use all the time because it's so fast. It is the Reallusion Suite. That means it's Character Creator and iClone. They're super powerful tools that can just very quickly create animation rather than trying to retarget inside of Unreal Engine. So I'm going to go through that process now. These are assets that you're going to have to purchase if you plan to use them, but I believe they have a trial version. Not sponsored, by the way. I just genuinely love and use this. And for those of you who've never seen it before, who work in the animation industry, be prepared to be pretty surprised at how cool and fast and easy this is. I can't say enough good things about them. So here we go. Drop that in. That's good enough. I can see everything. And let's go ahead and hide my face just because. So what we need to do is bring in our character from Unreal Engine, which I forgot to do. So let's go to here. I'm going to just select this character. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to Asset Actions and go to Export. Export this character to content. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's go to UE5 Exports. And let's just leave it as it is. SK Ancient Golem. Remember that name for me. Thank you. And then here we have this. Let's change this to FBX 2020. I don't know the difference, but that's what I do. I don't care about level of detail, and nothing else is going to matter to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and export as it is. So now that we have that exported, I'm not going to worry about these other skeletal meshes because they don't, I can do stuff later with them, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to just drop that out and bring this back up. Okay, so here we are back in Character Creator 4. Let's bring in that character we just did. I'm going to go to Create Character up here on the top left, and I'm going to find the exported character, which was, tell me what it was again? Oh yeah, that's right, Ancient Golem. Thank you. Thanks for being so helpful. I'm going to go to Creature because he's different. Cool. Here's our guy. Now what I want to do is make sure to go to customization over here on the right, and there's our bones. Cool, cool. Now what I need to do is assign these bones to just basically tell the system how to retarget it. So I'm going to double click on the hips and click on that. I'm going to double click on the bottom spine and click on the first spine column. And then I'm going to do this little drop down here and continue up the spine. There's another spine, continue here. That's going to go to the arms. There's no clavicles, meaning the shoulders. I don't think so anyway. And then I'm going to get out of here. And then we're going to click on this little down arrow under the head for the neck. So I'm going to grab the bottom one, and I don't know which one the neck is going to be. I'll assume the lower one. Neck 01. Good. Saves time. And then I'll double click on the head, back it up, and then I would assume this is the head, which it's the head node. Yes, we're getting lucky here. Okay, now that we got this, we're gonna make sure everything's symmetrical. So I'm gonna click this little button here to select symmetrical bones. So I'm gonna click on the right upper arm, and then see how it's selected on the other side. There we go. Technically this is left, but I'm just gonna say right for now. Cool. Did the hand, perfect. And then now we're going to do the fingers, or the phalanges. There's a word for you if you've never heard that before. Then this right here will automatically assign the child fingers. So it'll assign the rest of the bones so I don't have to do more work than I need to. See how it just goes, yay, happy bones. There we go. Double click and there. And now they should be assigned on the other side. How fast was that? Very fast. Awesome fast. And then now for the legs. We still have to do the legs even though they're not being used just for retargeting purposes, because there's certain other things that we can do with this which will be cool. Do I need toes? I don't care. I'll put them in there. I'm sure those are toes. Yeah, toe base. All right, and now that we've got that, all of that is good. See that little green dot right there? That means that it's ready to retarget. But I need to put this character in a decent T-pose. So I'm just going to grab these arms here and just kind of like put it into a T-pose. A T-pose is exactly like it sounds. Use your body to create a T-pose, right? And let's rotate these arms like so. Looking at the hands, I'm just kind of get the knuckles to be straight. I grabbed the wrong one. That's fine. And I could have made them symmetrical, but it doesn't really matter. I don't care. We're going fast. And then here, I'm just going to grab these elbows or the forearms, and I'm just going to straighten those out as well. Good enough. This does not have to be perfect, just as perfect as I can make it. And it looks like this arm can come down just slightly. You could look at these values over here and really tweak them perfectly if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I am on a time crunch right now. All right, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to hit active, and this should drop to the floor. Yep, that's because it's got no other mesh, and it assumes that that's just where it is. It's smart. It knows what to do. And then click off the characterization. Now here's our character, and let's apply some motion to make sure that he's going to work properly. So we're going to go to body. Let's go to arms. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. I'm happy with this. Yes. Yes. And the fingers work beautifully. My friends, we have retargeted. Yay! No worries. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my custom folder. I'm gonna go to my actor, character, and then I'm just gonna save him here. So hit save, and I'm gonna say Gollum. I shouldn't say Gollum, I should say Ancient Gollum. There we go. And hit OK. The reason I'm doing that is because now it's going to be automatically, oh geez. I could have adjusted this thumbnail, but you know what? I'm not going to do that right now. I don't need that right now. So what this is going to do, it's going to save it into the entire Reallusion Suite. So what's going to happen is now when I close this, I can now open up iClone, which is a part of the Reallusion Suite, and iClone will now have that character saved into it as a default character that I could apply any animation that I have to it across all of my characters. Imagine like a retarget system that can take any animation you've ever had for any of your projects and be able to apply it to any character you've ever created. Like that. It's so good. Like I can have him be a million different things, act a million different ways. Okay, let's apply this to the side. Perfect. Now, whoa, there's a lot happening. Oh, hang on, it was loading. Bring this over there. There we go. That was odd, wasn't it? All right, put this on the side. What are we looking on time? We're looking, I think we're half decent. Okay. And I don't need that. And then this is our timeline. Let's drag our timeline over here. In fact, let's do this. We're going to change the window workspace here and then just do just standard. And that should just clean it up a little bit. All right, now let's go to custom. And in custom, let's go to our character. And here's our character. I'm just going to drag it right in. Boom. There's our dude right there. Perfect. And then his offset. I'm just gonna zero him out. So now our character is at world 0. So when I go to export him into Unreal Engine, he does exactly what I want him to do. All right. So what are we talking about here? We talked about having him. He was just going along the bridge, and then the camera surprises him because he hasn't seen anybody in millennia, whatever, like so let's have him walking forward. Floating is boring, so maybe he's just like walking. So what we're going to do, let me get rid of my face here. We're going to go to motion puppet, and this is just going to grab some quick motions. As I said before, I could just go into my previously made animations folder and use any of the animations I've ever made. I actually have more than that, but like look at this. I just want to show you really quick like how fast this could be. This was taken from Radical Motion, so this was very quick. Radical AI. So if you go to radicalmotion.com, you can create this using your webcam. This animation. This is just killing my time right now. So, but I need to show you this example because it's a pretty cool example. Once it actually loads, come on, load. Go faster. You can do it. All right. Oh my gosh. No spinny wheel of death. This is weird. This never happens. Of course it happens now. All right. So this animation here was created with my webcam. And you can do motion mocap with your webcam as well for characters like this. Like I could technically use this actually if I wanted to. He's like, yes, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, whatever. Oh, this is when I had a broken arm because I'm wearing my cast. Well, I could use that mocap if I wanted to, but that's not what we're doing. Anyway, that's what I mean by you can use any mocap you have. All right. So let's get back on track here. I'm just going to undo and go like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the character. I'm going to go to this little running icon, go to motion puppet, and let's find a motion that works for us. So let's go to like move. And I'm just going to grab like a random moving motion. Like how would he walk if he's too happy, right? No, he's not running. I feel like he needs to walk. Oh, it was boring. My boring life. I'm just here all the time by myself. Okay, so we got that. I like that. And we can change the way like if he's slouching or if he's upright or if he's turning. We can do the how much he moves, how little he moves. And we can do the speed at how he moves. Shoulders up, shoulders down. That only matters if you have a clavicle, which he does not have clavicles. Elbows in, elbows out. Let's see. Let's try something. Oh, he's having a great day. I'm so happy by myself. He's just the happiest guy. Oh, you know what? Let's just do... I don't know. This seems a little silly. But you know what? Let's be silly. How about it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be really silly. I'm just going to keep this one. I'm going to hit record and hit spacebar. And what this is doing now is it's kind of like burning the animation into that. Okay, there. It's baking it down. So if I hit this button here, it just baked that animation right here. So now if I go back on this timeline, you can see that he's moving. So now we're going to move forward just a frame or two. You don't necessarily have to. And let's do one where he's like, whoa, like this is where we've run into him, right? Maybe a mood. Surprise. There, look, surprise. Let's do a surprise. Ready? And... whoa. There. Okay, so that's where he's surprised. Now let's do one where he gets really angry. He's angry about it. Like here. Let's do this one. Huh. He's so mad at you. You've just ruined his day. He wanted to be by himself. Now I'm here all by myself. What if he gets mad actually? Like here's another angry. Let's see this one. You scared me. Yeah. So what if it's like the other way around, and then he just turns around and goes away like that? This is the weirdest short film, but hey, again, it's about finishing right now, and we've done this in a pretty short period of time so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these up. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Because we have, so here he is, he's walking, and then he gets scared. He's like, ugh. So I'm going to grab this part right here, and I'm going to break it. So that's where I want it to start. So I'll grab this bit right here, delete it, and then I'm just going to do that and see how it did a transition here. Watch what happens. He's walking, and then, ugh. And then he slowly brings his arms down. But I want him to get mad a little bit sooner. So let's get rid of that. And then I feel like that's after he's been mad, right? This one, he goes, yeah. So let's do this. Let's grab it from that point, break that, grab this, move this over here. So he goes, react. How could you? So, how could you? And then, yeah. Then from here, I'm just shortening it up, making it faster. Then here, yeah, see how it works? That's silly, isn't it? All right, grab this one here, and I'm just going to bring it a little bit more. Let's see. Because I feel like there's like a lag right there. Let's see. Darn it. Darn it. Still a little bit faster. Darn it. Maybe there's a little, maybe let the lag be. Let it play out. It doesn't need to be perfect. Darn it. Take it back a tad. Darn it. Okay, so still I feel like this could be maybe a little bit shorter. This is me being a little bit picky, but you know what? I think I got the time to do it. I think I'm okay. We've got 34 minutes. Oh my gosh, we're past halfway. All right, let's move forward. Moving on. I don't want to be too picky. All right, here we go. He goes, darn it. And then, And now he just turns around and goes away. And I know that just loops, but whatever, no big deal. I'm just gonna end the animation there like that, close it off. And then now that's it, guys. I'm gonna export this as it is. I'm not gonna do anything else to it because why not? Why just leave it like this, right? So I'm gonna go to File, I'm gonna go to Export, FBX, and bring this over here. And let's go 30 FPS, that's fine, whatever. Range, and this is between the little bracketed range, we really like that. And we're not gonna add any of this other stuff in. We're just gonna leave the model as it is because the textures already exist in Unreal Engine. So now we're gonna do ancient golem. Cool, let's do SK underscore ancient golem. So it'll be like my own, and then underscore 01. I just put 01 is because just what I do, whatever. And actually we'll create it under its own thing. So its own folder. There we go. Yep, there. And now that that's exported, I don't really care. I'll just delete this because whatever, this is a speed thing. Really, I should have saved it. That'd have been smarter, but I'm in a hurry here. All right, and now we're gonna go back to a new folder. I'm gonna create a characters folder. So characters, this is my own stuff. And then I'm gonna do ancient golem. And then I'm gonna import the character here. So let's go back to our character, which, this is where I saved it. It was in the, here. And then exports and ancient golem, and there it is. And I don't need the JSON file. That's if I'm creating a brand new thing. But yeah, it already exists in this project. Anyway, going back here, import mesh, yes. Skeletal mesh, yes. I'm not gonna select the other skeleton. I'm going to import the animations, and then I'm gonna hit this advanced button here, and then I'm gonna verify that a couple things are here. And also I'm hitting this advanced button under this. I'm gonna make sure that, I'll just click that one. I don't need T0 as reference pose because he's not in a T pose from the beginning. I'll leave the rest as it is, as you can see there. If he had face shapes, I would put that, but he doesn't. I'm gonna do import normals instead of compute normals, and good. And then for here, custom sample rate, I'm just gonna put 60 because that's what I do typically. Saves a little bit of time. And do not create new materials because the materials already exist in the project. And now it's going to import. As you can see here, it's, well, you can barely see, no, you can't see. 80%, it's taking all of the keys and bringing it in. And just like that, we have our character in the scene. And the reason that it came in so fast is because I put a sample rate of 60. If you leave that at 0, it takes a lot longer. So let's double check this, make sure it works. And what do you know? Our character is moving as it should. It should go at any point now. Let's make sure that it does. I love it. And I'll just delete this because we don't need it. That's if you're gonna like do any other like retargeting stuff or whatever, but I'm not going to. And this, I'm just this is me being a little picky. I like to make sure things are done right. 01 underscore anim, because it's an animation. Stay in the habit of having a good naming convention for everything you do. It will save you in the long run. If you get lazy, your project will be messy and gross, and you will find yourself having a harder time. So now that I've got this in here, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to create a blueprint to make sure that I can bring in those other elements inside his chest that are spinning and doing all sorts of things. So I'm gonna go to here, within here, I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna go to blueprint class, I'm gonna go to actor, and then I'm gonna say BP for blueprint underscore ancient golem. Great, I'm gonna open this up. And now that I have that open, I can now go to the content drawer. Let's actually just drop that up there. Oh, it's already there, look at that. I'm gonna grab the content drawer, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this skeletal mesh in, just like that. And now I'm gonna go back to those other internal pieces, which are in the ancient golem folder from the original, right? So here's our ancient golem. We're not gonna bring him in, we're gonna bring the pieces. So I'm gonna grab this piece and that piece. Those are both skeletal meshes. Just drag them straight in. And then, this is where it gets tricky and it might get a little messy and hopefully not too terribly bad. we are going to make the body the parent of the other two things. In other words, we're going to child these, right? So I'm going to grab both of these and I'm going to drag them onto there. So how this moves is how those move. Now, notice how these are not in the right place. We need to move them. But I need to tell them what part of the skeleton they're going to move with. Otherwise, they're just going to move with the root and it's not going to be good. So, as an example, just very quickly, we'll go ahead and open up that animation and see how the animation's all the way up there. It's because it's assuming that there are feet in the scene. And as you can see, these other things did not follow, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the moving wheels, and that, I guess that's the chest, and that was spine 3. I think that's right. I think it was spine 3. So I'm going to go to parent socket spine 3 of this character. So that's what it's asking for. So it already knows that it's there. So I'm going to spine 3, put it right there. It's in the wrong axis here. So that green arrow is our y-axis. We're going to change the y-axis to 90, maybe minus 90. And looks like it's sitting a little bit high. So now we're going to take the z-axis and just kind of move it. Oh, which one is it then? Nope, back. Ah, there we go. So I'm taking the x-axis in this case, and I'm moving it down. And it also looks like it needs to move back a little bit. So that would be the y-axis. I think that looks pretty good. Compile. And let me stop this animation because I'll get a better view. Really, I could just grab it from here now and just move it. I'll take off the locking stuff because there's like, it'll be really choppy if I try to do that. Oh, wait, I grabbed the wrong thing. There's the wheel. Let's move it so it's right. It's about right, huh? Is this the bottom? Is it easier on the bottom to see it? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we'll just do it like that. So move this back. And it looks like it still needs to be rotated, oddly. There we go. So it wasn't quite minus 90. Yeah. Does that feel right to you? I think that feels pretty right to me. It's not perfect, but I don't know if I have the time. I don't have the time. I had to take one break because I had to make one phone call, but it was not a big deal. All right, and yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, the break I took earlier, I was just like, sorry, I don't have time. Came back to this. So yeah, but disregard. And then let's take the head now, and we're gonna do the same thing as we're gonna take the head, and where are we gonna attach it to? Noggin. So let's grab the head. Where's head? There's head. There we go. And then it's off. So we're going to bring this over here. And it looks like a halo from our picture. And this right here, my friends, is why I'm keeping this open. So yeah, it just kind of sits up there like that. And that kind of goes in like that. Okay. I think we got the bottom part right. Yeah, it looks great. All right. And then, yeah, so the head. Oh, that's pretty centered. So now we got to do is just go up with it. Let's go up until it stops. That's what it looked like. Great. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to apply the animations to these already just to give them more life. And so I'm going to go to over here with the wheel selected. I'm going to go to animation asset on this side. And you can see it's already there, and it's going to start moving. I want it to play faster though, so it's more noticeable because that looks cool as it is, but like, I don't know, let's do more with it. So I'm going to go to advanced and then play rate. Let's just do 2. There, see, it just moves faster, moves more, and it just does it without me having to do anything else. Same thing with the head. The head, it'll also do animation because we saw that it does do that. And I think that's fine. That speed is fine. I'm not going to mess with that. So there we go. I'm going to hit save in case something crashes and we got to restart the project. We're looking decent on time, not great. Now we have the animation to do. All right, got all that. Good. I'm happy with it. And let's one more time verify that if I put animation to this, that it all moves properly. Look at that, my friends. It's good. Yes, I'm happy with that. Done. Save. Close character. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this character. Now we really have to move, friends. We really have to move. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our Ancient Golem here. Ancient Golem, we wanted it twice as big, right? So I'm going to hit 2 for the scale. That looks great. And then I'm going to create a new level sequence. So I'm going to go to Content, Movies, right click. I'm going to go to Cinematics, Level Sequence. Call it LS, not KS, LS underscore quick. That's fine. All right, and we're going to first add this character to our scene. There he is. I want to control the location of the character and also the animation of the character's body. So inside the blueprint, we know that there's a skeletal mesh. So I'm going to go here, and we see SK Golem. We want to control that. We want to control the animation, so I'm going to just select the animation. There we go. And we're going to control the position of this character. So now with that, I'm going to go to the transform of the blueprint, and the transform is the position, the location, the rotation, and scale of where this character is in 3D space. Perfect. Okay, and let's actually start him back over here like this. And let's take this scene here. See this green line? This green line is the the pink, purple, whatever line. This is the animation. We're just going to go ahead and say that the animation that we're showing is that long. All right, going to the front here. Let's make sure the character is walking in the right direction. Let's go -90 on that. And that's going to be the right direction. The character floats above. Do you think the character should be bigger? Let's change it to 3. I feel like maybe having the character more noticeable on the bridge would be nice. Because like you can get a really cool, epic looking shot from here. Good, fine, great. Let's go ahead now and... Oh, actually. He's sitting too high, that's all. I'm just lowering him down slightly. I think it's weird that he's like walking, like he's moving his body like he's walking, but... All right, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take this first keyframe. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to hit linear. So basically saying like, as soon as we start this video, it's going to be going. There's no like slow go. It just goes, right? Now we're going to add a camera, just a basic camera, nothing crazy. I'm going to do a 24 millimeter on this because I just want it to be big and wide. And then we'll just start it from here. Right, we'll do just a trucking shot where it's just like it's following trucking. I think is what it's called. Please disregard my use of film stuff. And then just so I can control the focus better, I'm going to take this little actor. I just grabbed an actor out of there, and I'm going to call that actor Golem underscore focus. And then I'm going to simply take this. And I'm going to attach it to, and I'm going to select our golem. And that way the focus is always on the golem. And I'm going to zero out the location of the actor. And then I'm going to bring it up so that it's close-ish to the actor's head. And that's fine. I'll hit G so you can see it up here. Well, you won't be able to see it. It's right there. See? So I'll have the camera focusing on that specifically. All right, realizing I'm still in the camera mode, I'll just leave it like that. I'm not going to try to get perfect with this because it's not about perfect right now. It's about getting it done. So there. Let's begin the process, my friends, even though we're in the middle of it. Camera. We need to tell it to focus on that. So I'm going to go to focus settings, change it from manual to tracking, and then tracking focus to that thing. So I'll just type in focus. So the camera will always focus on that actor. And that's going to save us a lot of time. And then let's change from 2.8 to like 1.8. Why not? That's for the aperture so that we have more depth of field. That'd be kind of nice looking. Great. Okay, so let's move forward. Where does he get scared? Right there. So we need the camera and the character to meet at the same spot. So let's say he walks all the way over here like this. And that should have created a keyframe. Oh, I didn't click this. Make sure you click this before you move stuff. All right, and with that selected, now when I move this, it'll automatically create a keyframe to that point right there. And I'm gonna make this, again, linear, so yes, we're good. And then the camera is going to be right here. Let me see if I can slow down the camera. I'm just gonna use the scroll wheel. And the camera gets all up in his face. Whoa, like he's just like, ah. So let's take a look at how it looks. It's gonna be a little sloppy, but we'll adjust it. So here you see the camera's trying to turn. What we're actually going to do is we are going to just kind of like keep the character in that position, or the character in that kind of spot. So it looks like this. Cool. And now the camera is going to try to turn and pause right there. This is let's go halfway between this keyframe and that keyframe. And we're just going to like turn it to keep him again into that one position. So as it turns, so right here, the camera jumps back a little bit. Imagine if we have a drone and we jump back. A drone would tilt its head back a little bit. This is a little tricky. Still getting messages. Maybe that's a little bit excessive. Let's see. There. I feel like that could have been a little bit slower. Getting a little distracted. And then he's going to turn around. So, Now right here, yeah, I think the character turns. So yeah, given time, it's 53 minutes in. Let's go ahead and turn the character around now. And 180. Oh, because I looked down with the camera. Okay, so I'm going to get out of the camera now. And then I'm just going to make the character walk half the distance between this column and that column. So like right there. So boom, like that, right? And then what I'm also going to do is, I just got to move because I still have to render. I guess I'm not going to do audio. I could do audio. And then also let's take a look at the Golem character here. And I'm actually going to move the rotation a little bit. And I'm going to take this linear off here and change it to just smart auto is fine. I got to check my phone again. Sorry. Now right here, I think he starts to turn. And also this turn here, let's make it like that. I feel like the turn needs to be a little faster. You go, So right there, he starts to turn. Because it's like comical that he gets upset. And I feel like even faster. Yeah, that works. And then I think this can be, yeah, that's linear, that's fine. But I think this actually might want to go a little bit further. Not up, back. I'm just grabbing that red. There, like that. Now we just take the camera. Doesn't he feel like he's not quite all the way around? Does that feel, is that just me? Oh, it's the way he's walking. It's just it's the walk, but that's okay. So let's go now to the end frame, and let's say the end frame now is just to the other side. And now we put the character on that side. Let's see what that looks like. And let's take off this little bit here. Let's see how that looks. So let's actually give this a minute. So if I bring this back, do we really need to go out that far though? I mean, I don't know what this short film is about. It's just a guy doing a thing. And maybe it doesn't need to go out that far at all. Maybe it's just like, I mean, I don't know. Unless it's one of these kinds of things. And then let's put like well, how much time we got? 57 seconds or minutes. 57 minutes in. Let's go to the cathedral. I saw blueprints. No, not that. And let's go building parts. Cathedral front tower. Let's just do that. And we will create a couple of them. Right, so this is where he's walking back to. Bring those like that. And then we can fake this. That looks like a door. That looks like a door. We are going to call that a door. That, my friends, is a door. It is now. Close that off. All right, whatever. Doesn't have to be perfect. So here's our short film of whatever. I feel like he needed to be walking back from further because look how much he's moving. He definitely needed to be going from further back. So this character, I think, actually starts off back there, which means the camera has to start right here. And then right there. And then that looks good. Let's try it. Let's see it. Feels like it needs to be a little bit like more surprising to the character. And it's almost like this needs to come in just a tad bit later. Let's take this, make that camera linear. That feels good. Right here. So when we're getting all up in his business. And this actually could come back a little bit more like that. Yep, and that's our short film. So there we go. We are a little bit over time, but yeah, that's what we got. So my apologies for going slightly over time. All right, we did do a lot of explanation, but let's go ahead now and export what we have. Some things that I'm looking at that earlier I'm slightly concerned about is the foliage. So let's try something. No guarantees this is going to work, but we'll see. We're going to go to render this thing out. Let's create a new thing. So I'm going to go ahead and go here, and let's go. I don't want a JPEG. I want. I'm just going to do a PNG sequence. That's fine. And no. And then what I'm going to do is go to brain. Let's go to anti-aliasing, and then for this, I don't really care. I'm just going to go 8. No big deal. That, and then keep it at 1080p, and then yeah, create a new render folder for it. So UE5 renders is where I like to render some stuff. New, and then Golem. A little bit of time blindness on my end. And there we go. Okay, so actually with that, I'm going to save this because my gut tells me to save it. Let's see, 1080p. It's fine. And let's save all. Good. 8000p, whatever. Doesn't matter. And actually, before I get started on this, let me make sure if I... are you sure you want to play an editor if the following blueprints? Let's see. Cancel. Okay, so that means we've got some blueprints. I'm going to go and click on that, and it looks like it's it's a level blueprint. So we have a thing here in the level blueprint that looks like we would have some stuff happening. So what I'm going to do actually is just grab everything in this level blueprint and delete it, because we're not making a video game here. We're just creating something else. So now that should resolve our potential issues that we're going to have. Okay, now that we got that, let's go ahead and, well, let's play it. If it plays, it's fine. Cool. I'm happy with that. Hang on. Yeah, something's funky. All right, let's do that. Something's funky. We should be good. So now all we got to do is, wait, I saved everything? Yes, I did save everything. Okay, there we go. Right? And we have a crash. Scatter buffer size. So the scatter buffer size is interesting. All right, well, this is embarrassing. I was like, I'm gonna do this in an hour and it's gonna be so much fun. And then it's over an hour and 5. Dang it. Well, there's the actual time if you want to see my actual time. 10:39. All right, well, this is actually good. If we're gonna have this kind of problem, let's have it on the stream. I want to show you that, like, you know what? Doesn't matter how long you've been doing this or how much you think you know, you're always gonna have to learn something new. It's just like sometimes things happen, but like don't let it take you down. Like let it teach you something. Let it like give you a lesson. If there's something you don't know, it means you have an opportunity to learn something new. Like be excited. Like I'm excited right now. I feel like I've had this problem before, and I feel like it is grass. We'll find out. All right, so let's go back to this. I'm gonna select the only sequence that we have. Go here, and then I'll change this to my 1080 1000p, right? And I'm going to do a console variable, and then I'll do, no, do I need a console variable for this? I don't know if I need a console variable for this. What do I do? What do I do? How do I do this? Game override. The flesh grass stream. Let's get rid of these two. Because what happens here is when it starts up, it's trying to call all of the grass at the same time, which may be a part of that problem. And also, I didn't mess with the post-processing. Since we have the time, I'm just gonna render out something crazy cool looking. So let's actually change, well, this is gonna be me. You don't have to do this, you can render it out as it is, but I'm gonna change this to ray tracing, because why not? And then ray tracing, I'm gonna change all of these. I'm gonna go brute force, and I'll say 10, just because I'm crazy, and I'll change this to 3 samples, because whatever, and there's no reflections, and this is just me. You can do path tracing, you can do whatever you want. 30 FPS, this is fine, this matches my current thing, whatever. I don't even need to do that really. All right, well, let's just render. So there we go. Now this should work because it's not having to do all that work on the grass. Solved. And it's moving pretty quick. So we got 3 minutes and, our 2.5 minutes of render. That's not too terrible. We don't have to worry about the focus. The focus is already perfectly in. It's not the most beautiful shot in the world. I wish I would have actually brought the camera over a little bit, but again, this is about speed. It's about getting something done. And while we may have been just a couple minutes over the 1 hour thing, here we are. Now it's like, what kind of sound would you want to put into this? What kind of things would you want to do audio-wise? I still feel like he could have been moving faster considering how much his arms are moving. Got some nice little God rays there. And then I'd be like, whoa, I would too. I'd be the same way, buddy. Be like, dude, you're all up in my face. Yeah. And then cross his arms and turn around like, yeah. People getting all up in my stuff. And there he goes. Back in the other direction for whatever reason. This didn't have a story per se. This just had a thing. Like, we just did a thing. That's all we did. We did a thing. But you know what we did not do? We did not do a nothing. We did a something. I'd rather do a something than a nothing. We overcame a problem. We got it done. And you know what? That could be a quick laugh somewhere. That could be like, you could post that on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Shorts, whatever, as a silly little thing. As long as the sound effects work on it, it could be really fun. So now we got that. Let's just say we're done in Unreal Engine, guys. That's it. All right, close that down. Now I'm just gonna go into DaVinci Resolve. These are my tools. This is what I use. And in DaVinci Resolve, if I can find it, Resolve. There we go. DaVinci Resolve. That's going to pop up. I'll have to bring it over to the side so you can see it. And then we're just going to take that image sequence that I've created and just throw it in there. And, like I said before, there are so many things that you can do to make things even cooler. Let's see. quick. Just call it quick. I don't care. Bring that over there. Great. And then I'm gonna just go to this little thing down here. I shall hide my face. I'm starting on this little folder here. I'm gonna go to where that render was, which should be under UE5 renders. And then right there, the image sequence already exists. It says here it's 24p. It is not 24p. We will deal with that in a minute. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this little thing down here, right? Go to media pool. We already see our thing. We're gonna create a brand new timeline instead of just throwing it straight down there. We're gonna right click, go to timelines, go to create new timeline. And then here, we're gonna click off this use project settings, and we're gonna go to format, and then 1080p or whatever size your project is. And I'm gonna change this frame rate to 30 because that's what I had it set to, because this stream that you're seeing now is being recorded in 30. So I wanna keep it clean. Great. And now we're gonna go back up to this. We're gonna right click on it, clip attributes, and change it from 24 to 30. And that's gonna play it at the proper pace. So now let's play that back. And that looks pretty good, my friends. I'm happy with that. We have one frame here where the guy is, he's disappeared. And the reason the character is disappeared like that is because when the animation starts, it's just, he's just being brought into the scene. So I'm just going to delete that first. That doesn't happen every single time, but in this case it did. So there we go. With that frame deleted, we can now just export this. I kind of do want to do some sound and stuff though. But okay, listen, technically we did this whole thing in Unreal Engine 5 in about an hour. Would you agree? So can I go over a little bit of sound with this? Yes, thank you. You're so generous. By the way, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, you know what to do. Okay, let's go to Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound. Sound effects. We hear wind. Wind sounds. I need my headphones for the wind sounds. Dark wind. Okay, hang on a second. I had a major error. I didn't actually record my computer sounds. So this entire process of putting the audio to this video didn't actually churn out. You could just hear me and not the sound, and everything I'm saying would be completely pointless to you. So I'm just gonna fast forward this part until the end, and then, yeah. All right, there we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that's good and render this thing out, and then I will put it at the end of this video. So yeah, whatever. But that's it.